For more, let's cross to stay in New York City and Agnès Callamard, Secretary General of Amnesty International. Thank you for being with us here on France 24.
Thank you for having me.
As we've seen at the rostrum of the United Nations in the last 24 hours, two starkly different approaches to the war in Gaza and to the future of the two-state solution. Your reaction to the diplomatic pushes and the political theater unfolding in New York?
Look, yesterday was maybe a headache for the United Nations. It was a headache for multilateralism, countries coming together, seeking a way forward, away from military solution into creating a political space. There were some dissenting voices, but there was an overall commitment to forging a multilateral joint response to the genocide and the insecurity. Today, we have absolutely the opposite. We have almost a leader who has become a parody of himself and who is putting forward a unilateral vision who has absolutely no common solution to our global problems. He only has an American first solution. That's what he delivered today, including on Gaza and the genocide.
So do you applaud this recognition of a Palestinian state, which is being met with a mix of hope and apprehension by the Palestinians themselves, according to our correspondent?
Absolutely. Look, symbolically, it's important. It's important as well because it is forging or creating a political space, and we have not had any political space around that conflict for a very long time. But that's not enough. There is an ongoing genocide. Israel is committing and committed to continue its military operation, its escalating military operation in Gaza City, as well as in the West Bank. It won't be enough. It won't be enough unless it is accompanied by strong action, including around economic sanctions. It is absolutely essential that every government that committed yesterday to finding a political path also commit to putting an end to any kind of military surveillance, artificial intelligence equipment sale. It is absolutely crucial that all those governments commit to implementing the ICJ advisory opinion on the unlawful occupation. That means non-recognition of the settlement, and it means no trade with the settlement. And that too implies a number of economic moves on the part of those governments. Amnesty International has identified a large number of companies that are still operating in the settlement. We are calling on governments to take action against those companies. We are calling on governments to, in fact, ban any trade and investment in companies that are still operating in the occupied territory, as well as those that are contributing to the genocide.
And
that is absolutely essential.
And has Amnesty International done the math? How much leverage would those countries have if they applied everything that you just said in terms of stopping doing business with Israel when compared with the United States, which supplies the weaponry and much support for Israel?
Well, look, it is time for the rest of the world to imagine a world and a path forward that is not centered on the United States. It is time for them to get out of this self-imposed paralysis, grounded on fears, if not apathy, and to devise their own way forward. They cannot just be looking to the United States and saying there is nothing we can do. This is the majority of the world here. This is like 98% of the world. Are you telling me? Are they telling us, to the people of the international community, are they telling us that there is nothing they can do? Of course they can take action. The EU can take action. The EU should have taken action ages ago with its preferential trade agreement with Israel. It is time for those countries to get out of that self-imposed paralysis and take action. There is a genocide to end, and it cannot be ended by words alone.
So you put out a statement on Monday on Amnesty International calling on Emmanuel Macron to use that G word you've employed, genocide. Why is it so important to use the word genocide?
Look, I don't think it is that crucial. Crimes against humanity, genocide, war crimes, all of those are calling for the international community to take action. Amnesty International has conducted more than 8 months of research and has determined that a genocide was taking place. The Commission of Inquiry this last week has issued a report also concluding that a genocide was taking place. A large number of scholars, of human rights organizations, humanitarian organizations are saying that genocide is taking place. So it is important in that we need to name what is happening, but it is not important in the sense of demanding intervention. Even if you don't want to call it a genocide, you still have obligations to do something. If it is a crimes against humanity, as the International Criminal Court has said, governments have actions to take. Netanyahu has an arrest warrant against him for crimes against humanity. It is incumbent upon the international community to take action, whether they want to call it genocide, crimes against humanity, or violations of international law. We know that thousands and thousands of people are dying, have died, that children have borne the brunt of these of those attacks. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
Agnès Callamard, so many thanks for joining us from New York City.
Thank you so much.